Hi, Paul.
I
Uh, the first MotoGP, you came really close, like straight away to the question. uh,
Sí, sí, sí,
so,
no worries.
so you had maintained the lead almost till the end. Like last 4 5 laps, somehow Enea took over. So, could you please share your thoughts on that and on taking up a situation like that? How will you handle it in future, and how do you think that situation you handled?
Yes, it was a tough situation because we plan a race, a very different race. You know that what it has been. We were seeing the rhythms during all the weekends, and we expect a race with many riders fighting for the race, a lot of overtakings, a lot of bikes in the top. But then suddenly, I start to push at the beginning of the race, and I set up a very fast rhythm, and I break completely the race. So not many riders could follow this rhythm, and then I was pushing with a very good race pace, and I was alone completely. I went away from the other rivals. But in one stage of the race, especially 5 6 7 laps remaining, I start to feel that the rear tires start to drop quite a lot. The soft tire didn't handle this high speed that we keep at the beginning of race. And then I saw Enea was coming very hot. He was using the medium rear tire, which it was a little bit harder to make the lap time beginning of middle race, but then at the end of the race he had something else than me, exactly same Brad. And I start to pay to use the soft tire. So by the end, when he overtook me, I knew I had very low chance to win the race because my tire was finished. Also, I ran out a little bit out of fuel because I was pushing in the first. So at the end, I took it. We took the decision to go in soft tires, which it was risky, and we faced a big drop of the tire, and I couldn't handle the speed.
Mm-hmm. Like going into the race at Indonesia. This is a new circuit. How do you see everything going for you? Like your preparation, and you were the top rider at the Mandalika test. So if you can tell us more about how of that will be an advantage for you going into the race, and how do you see the race turning out for you?
Yeah, I'm really excited to race here, really, because precision has been very good here. I end up first, but also the rhythm was very nice. I was the strongest guy here, so I'm 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 really happy to come back here so early on the year, and also because it's gonna be full of fans. The fans here are crazy with motorbikes, and
60,000 fans.
yes, they really love this sport, and it's gonna be full. We've been in Jakarta yesterday, and it was crazy how the people was getting crazy with the motorsport, with the MotoGP, and it was unbelievable. So really, I want to see this circuit fully, of people and full of fans on the stands looking for us, and yeah, let's see what we can do. But it's gonna be a great weekend, exciting weekend. Even if it's very very hot, it's gonna be a super hot weekend.
You are racing with a legend in your team like Marc Marquez. Like, do you an 8 time winner on MotoGP? So, do you see that anytime adding any pressure on you? And also, like what is it is to be like with a guy like Marc Marquez competing with you? Like, do you have any discussions with him about the bike, about how he races, how he handles special situations? Like he's a legend now.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to ride with or against Marc Marquez in the same team, and I'm privileged because I'm in his side. I can see his data, and I can check what he's doing. And yeah, we try to help each other as maximum as we can. Sure, we are teammates, and sure, I want to beat him, and he want to beat me as the first. But at the end of the day, we are racing with the same bike, and we all want the best for the factory, for Honda, and we are fighting for the same goals, which is to be world champion. So for sure we have our more and less during the weekends, but as I said, we are young, we are hungry of titles, and at the end of the year, hopefully we can be fighting for the world title as we fight in the first laps in Qatar. Finally, I could beat him, but Mark if not the strongest, one of the strongest rider on the category. As you said, he's a legend already, and he's still young. So yeah, let's see what we can do this year together.
Any learnings from the way, like obviously he had injury and obviously he is trying to make a comeback. So what is the learning that you get? Like obviously it's a very difficult thing that you guys get into. Like you can get injured so easily. So how do you handle injuries in that case, and how do you learn from somebody like Marquez to make a comeback? Like any learnings that you got from him in those terms?
Well, yeah, we all the riders get injured many times. I had a big injury in when in the past 4 years, 3 years ago, and I ended up very badly, and I skipped quite a lot of races, and I was in a very bad situation. So we all the riders, we need to face this kind of moments where you think your career is going to end up, but finally you can recover and you come back stronger than what you were expecting after the crash. So this is, unluckily, this is part of our sport. Our sport is beautiful, it's exciting, it's nice, it's amazing. I think it's one of the best sports in the world. It's an amazing job. People knows us around the globe, around the world, and this is beautiful. We are traveling. I think we have a dream life, but also I have the dark part of this work, which is the injuries. We can get injured very easily, very fast. We arrived at the end of the straight at more than 350 km per hour, which just a small slide, just a small mistake can cost you a lot. So for sure we need to enjoy what we are doing, but we need to know that what we are doing is dangerous, and this can cost us a crash and a big injury as Marc had. But at the end, we are like, like warriors. We need to come back stronger. It's our job, and we need to stay on the bike. We will love what we do.
Mm-hmm. Last two questions. One, what is it like being a Spaniard? Like Spain, how does it produce so many motorsports guys? Whether it is Formula One, whether it is Moto GP, like you have a Fernando Alonso, you have a Marc Marquez with you. Like what is there in the culture of Spain where people, so many new riders, including yourself, who graduated from the Moto 2 to Moto GP, like what is the structure like? What is the ecosystem that helps guys like you to actually come up and raise the bar and compete at the highest level?
Yeah, I think it's not there is not a strategy that it works for everyone. Everyone's reach it in a different way. What is true is that the culture here in Spain about sports in general is very high. We have athletes in many different sports. Sports in Spain, it's a kind of way of living. People do sports because they want to reach a professional level. Like in soccer, we have many good soccer players here in Spain too. And in the motorcycle, the kids start to race very young. Since I started, for example, in 3 years old with a motorbike, so young. So already guys with 5-6 years old, already they have like 3 years of experience, and they are still very young. So the way of starting very early on this motorsport world, it gives them it gives us a lot of knowledge. When you are 10-15 years old, still you are very young, but you already have been 10 years racing in motorbikes with 15 years old, So the guys here in Spain start to race very early. Also, the guys here in Spain see that other Spanish riders are on the top, so they believe they can. So that's why they put more effort on it. And also, I go training many times in different places, and I found young kids, so I can train with the young kids. The young kids can train with the professional athletes, and this also helps quite a lot. But I think it's the global culture we have in Spain about motorsport, motorcycle and car, but also in other disciplines of the sport is very high.
Last question. Ducati are actually looking really good. And what is your strategy going into this race? Last race, obviously, Enea won. So what is the strategy going into the race, and any technical changes do you think that is required in the bike so that you can overpower somebody like a Ducati, because they have been really like fast?
Yeah, definitely is their strong point. They are very, very quick on the straight. They have a lot of power, but also they can manage this power. It's not about just power. You need to control them. So they are good on power, but also they are good on controlling all the power they have with electronics and all the devices they have, all the aerodynamics they have. Sure, Qatar is a place where they normally are very fast. They really like this place. All Ducatis are normally on the top, and it's a place where normally we suffer quite a lot, but even like that, we were on the top. But here in Mandalika, they has not been shining so much on the precision, especially the factory guys. They've been struggling a little, but for sure Enea was fast still. Enea was a guy that was fast during all the preseason, was fast also here in Mandalika, in Qatar, in the fair race. So I think it's a guy that we really need to look at very close this year because he's very fast, still young, so talented, with a good bike. So I think for us, Honda, the main goal is to get a little bit more power on the bike, to try to fight with Ducati. It's the only thing we are missing against them. I think our bike is very good, very complete. But sure, the power is something that they have more than us, and we need to fight with it.
Thank you very much, and all the very best for the
Thank you very
Indonesian race.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.